Hello, how are you? So I want to talk about Zod and show a bunch of stuff. So if you know, Zod is this cool validation framework. I'm using this at work now for some weeks actually. And what it does is you can define a schema, you can have like a definition of a string, and once you pass some data, in this case it's just a string, or it could be an object or whatever, this library will spit out uh, whether it's a success or failure along with the data it gives you. So this is fine. I copied that exact sample, and by running npm run start, I am showing just that, right? So there's a tuna. It's correct, it passes, and what's not passing is I'm trying to pass a number into a string schema, and it says, all right, it's not number. The edge case I already experienced at work is that actually, like business analytics people don't always want to follow standards. And let me quickly just remove that. So you technically might want to define a number, right? So let's say, yeah, your schema is a number, and of course, if I give it a 12, it will pass, right? So if I run it, it will give me a success if the data is correct. There might be a case where your business analyst will say, well, I want to provide a string of a number, and this stuff should still work, right? And Zod has a nice way to coerce that, and you'll get a number out of a string. It has internally a way to parse it. So did I do that? So if I run it, it will still work. It will think it's a proper number. So the perversion will happen when your business analyst will say, well, I want to have a comma separator for thousands and this. Will this technically work? I mean, your business people will say, all right, I want to have some custom number format, and you figure it out, and you're gonna send me exactly this format. Will this work? Of course not. JavaScript cannot do that. It's not a number even. So what do you end up doing? You end up literally extending a number. Let's go to the source, and since I've done it on a different type, so you want to have a number. You want to have the ability to create your custom schema for the number. Zod number. Come on, can't I search? All right. So what will happen? So when Zod will accept your whatever that is, it will literally go into a parse method, and it will try to coerce, and it will try to create a number, like with the standard way of JavaScript. It will try to create a number based off a string. This is where the evil lies. If I wanted to create a number from custom format, I would need to basically kind of override this stuff and then work with whatever that stuff is, right? So if I do that, let's actually prototype. Oh no, wait. Let me go into the internals. Once I've done my overridden classes parse method to provide the correct data, correct parsed data from a string, I would actually need to ensure that, let me show you that, set limit checks. So there's add check method in every Zod type. And if for some reason you decided to extend a Zod type, like a number or Zod date, you would need to ensure that you return an instance of your custom type that you created with overridden add check. Just because you do want to still chain your Zod tests, right? So let's say we add our string, right? Let's say we've got this overridden stuff. I still want to do min or max, right? That would still work with, no. That would be added to min thing over here, where the hell the min is. Set limit min. All right, so it will add the check with a kind of min, and the add check will return a number, and this stuff will not accept the number you parsed. It will try to propagate the original input data you gave it, or a string that was incorrect, further into following chains of your checks. And that means it will freaking fail because it would not know how to parse your freaking string into your custom format. Actually, how many things are there? There's not that many methods. Let me code slightly, just a bit. So I would need to create my create method. All right, so I want to do that. Zod number. All right. In that instance, I want to create a class weird num, which extends Zod number. All right. What do I need in there? A parse method. All right. Let's parse method. All right. And that would need me to call super parse that same input. All right, so I've got my custom thing. And as I mentioned, the add check, the things that actually is providing the chaining of your Zod checks for a type. I would need to override that too. Right. So this is a Zod check. So I guess I need to import a bunch of things. Come on. Parse input. I need that. ZodNumber check. Number check. I need that. Parse return type. I need that. All right, and parse input. Yeah, I think I've got everything. This is almost done. And I need, of course, I need to create, I need to have this static method. I want to have it. All right, let's copy that too from the Zod number check. Boom. Raw create params. Raw create params. What's this there? Zod first party type. Zod first party type kind. All right. Format. That's completely silly of me. I should have returned that. Return. All right. And super parse. That should be correct. Huh, still not defined. All right. Well, look at that. I didn't have my parcel set up for Node. All right, that happens. Let's get back to the code. So, yeah, now it at least builds and the thing works. Let's just see how it will happen when it comes into parse. Okay, let me console log, and we here, and input data will just show how wrong that thing is. Let me bring that back. Actually, let's have a space separator here. All right, so this coerce, of course, is not gonna work anymore, and we want our custom type of weird num, and I'm using the exact way Zod creates its types with a static create, so I respect that. So all right. All right, what will happen is, let's go here. Come on. What do we have here? Well, it still recognizes that there's min field, right? Actually, let's try and do that. So now we've got our custom type. We created that schema and we try to parse that thing, and we should see an output of that. Oh yeah, and it needs to return our custom type weird num. All right, so let's see at the output if it works, of course. Ooh. So it printed out we are here, so we are here. It's our parse. It received our weird string that we need to coerce ourselves now, and we returned whatever stuff we have in here. Let's try and do that. So How do we do that? The input data will equal to input data. What was it? Replace. How did string thing work? JavaScript replace all occurrences of. Where is the thing? Yeah, replace all. Replace all. Oh, it doesn't know it's a string. Yeah, let's give it a hint. As string, it's ugly. Replace all. So I want to remove spaces. So what it does is returns new string with all matches of pattern replaced by replacement. Alright, so replace all of spaces with empty string. So the data will remove a space here, giving it a proper 12,000 value, string value, and that will be a number. I will coerce it myself here and here. Okay, does it work? Yes, and it passes. It's 12,000. We did it. If you remember, I also mentioned that we want to chain our checks of a number. Let's say it should be max. It should be max, not 12,000, but 100. And we'll provide it a message, weird num too big. Will it still work? It failed with a completely different error because it says it received a string, not a number. It's not a number even. Why? We did everything right, okay? There's our original add check, original from here. Add check, this one, right? Original ZodNumber returns another chain of things as ZodNumber, which doesn't work for us anymore. This new chain of min or max should return an instance of our weird number because the data that we transformed in here is not preserved. We pass the incorrect data thing further down the chain. So in order for this check to work, we should return not a Zod number, but with a weird perversal number we just created. Alright, coming back to Zod number, it seems like the max number function is defined by LTE, which is set limit. So I'll need to, well, I don't think that would work. I need to override this now. Alright. Will it give me the opportunity to do that? Delete. Weird. No. Alright, let's try and do that. Oops. Error utility, I don't care. So, and yeah, I'll just do that. Some error. We'll do that really ugly. Ooh. Cool. Now it passes. So yeah, what did happen is it doesn't pass because the number is way too high now and it's parsed correctly. Max number, let's make it ridiculously high. So now it passes. All right, so there was some kind of pain to even do that. But in order to create a custom parser, coercer for the data, which is just that, we needed to create a custom extended Zod class, override this, pre-process the data that we actually want, create this potentially, because yeah, for whatever reason, someone will want to use this as a proper type within Zod. I've seen that happen already at work. You'll need to kind of override the methods that return instance of your custom class, because that's what will be required by chaining. So after you've called that, the original max would be called, and it would return not our custom class, but original ZodNumber, which is not what we want, because again, the input data is not transformed just once. It's transformed for our current instance in a chain, and the next item in the chain of Zod checks will not do that on their own. You need to keep returning the correct type, custom type further. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the pain I struggled with for 3 days at work. So yeah, hopefully if you watch this to the end, it will save you a bunch of time. Cheers.